Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and to what is going to be essentially both my last and first spreads of 2022 and 2023 respectively, because the week that we are going to be planning out is the week of December 26th through to, of course, January 1st. So it is that awkward week between Christmas and New Year. And it just so happened that I wanted to plan out this week in my new planner. So I remember back in the day when I used to, when I first started planning, and I would plan this particular week out in my original, my old planner. So for example, I would have put this particular week in my 2022 planner. And then there was a brief period where I planned the week twice. So I would have put it in my 2022 and my 2023. And then now the way that I plan, I just figured, what's the point of planning twice? Particularly the way that both Christmas and New Year's fell for 2022 and 2023. I was like, Christmas, I finished that week in Christmas, perfect way to end the week. And then I wanted to start the new year in my new planner. And that's kind of the way that I've been planning for the last couple of years. So I just figured that it would be appropriate to continue that this year, which is what I've done. Before I get into the nitty-gritty details, hi, hello, how are you? I feel like it has been the longest time since I've done a voiceover. The back end of last year, there was a period of time when I was caught up on all of my planner spreads, and I was 2 weeks behind, I think, and I was like, wow, this is great. And then life happened, and then work got really, really busy, and then it was the end of the year, it was Christmas, it was New Year's. It is currently February 9th as I'm doing this voiceover, and I can, from where I'm sitting, I can still see my Christmas tree. I have not even had time to take my Christmas tree down. It's on the to-do list, don't worry. But it was just madness, and the beginning of this year has been no different. Luckily, I did get some time off over Christmas to kind of recoup a little bit, but in all honesty, it feels like I never had a break because it has been an absolutely manic 2023 so far. But let me know how you guys are going. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know how your Christmas was, how your New Year was, what's been happening since, I don't know, halfway through the end of last year. No, not quite. I think, what was my last lot of spreads? I think I did the month of August, and then I completely skipped September because I hadn't filmed September, and then I filmed all of October, and then I didn't film November, and I didn't film December, and some of them I still, quite honestly, some of those spreads I still actually need to go back and plan. So I am currently in the process of working through filming a flip through. I have filmed Q1, so that video will be coming for you guys very, very soon. I'm currently waiting on some kits to come through for February, as well as my January monthly, because I want to start doing monthly highlight reflections this year. Hopefully I want to film them, and hopefully I will be filming them, but we'll just see how we go because I've got so much going on. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a recount on what's happened for me. I do intend to be way more consistent this year. I'm presently 2 weeks behind, so I have 1 week in January that I haven't filmed and 1 week in February. And the reason is that the second week of January, I had a specific kit lined up, but I didn't have the right amount of boxes for it, so I needed to get some functional boxes. And then I ordered some functional boxes from Plannerface, but then there was a postal strike, so then I ended up ordering some from an Australian supplier or an Australian sticker store, and they've only just arrived. But then also my Plannerface stuff arrived as well this week, so I'm hoping to film that particular week this weekend, and then that will essentially put me up to date, although come Monday I'll then be back to 2 videos behind. So I'm definitely on the chase again, but nowhere near as bad as I was at the end of last year. So fingers crossed I will catch up very soon, and you guys will have a complete flip through series as well. I also want to do a planner awards or planner wrap up video for 2022. But yeah, big dreams. I also started a Sims YouTube channel where I have some Let's Plays at the end of last year. So if you're interested in checking that out, I will link it in the comments below. So that has also been occupying some of my time. So it's just been a real mission trying to get everything balanced and to sort everything out. But I'm here, I'm back. I do hope to do some chatty plan with me this year. So if that is something that you are interested in, definitely let me know. But I'm waiting to do that until I'm actually caught up so that when I do the chatty plan with me, it's like essentially in real time or as close to real time as it can be. But yeah, I think that's it. So this particular week, I am using a plannerface kit. So this is a plannerface kit. I believe it was actually made for the 2021, like going into 2022. So it was like a 2022 New Year's kit from plannerface. But I had been eyeing it off for a while. It was on my wish list for a while. And I had finally decided that I wanted it. So I bought it. And I didn't really like any of the other art. So I thought that this would be like the perfect kit to use. I liked the blues and the yellows and the pinks. And I just think everything was really pretty. And so what I did is I actually picked up a mini kit. So you'll see I don't actually quite have enough full boxes for the way that I like to plan. So I end up doing like a little highlights thing in the top left, bottom left corner of my sidebar. And then pretty much everything else is the way, like my usual planning style. To note, because this is a Sadie's Stickers planner, and last year I was using Harriet Wright Designs, it took me about 3, 4, maybe even 5 spreads to actually get used to the style of the planner and where I wanted to put everything, and this year is no exception. So the spacing in this planner is a little bit off. So the left hand to the right hand page, on the right hand page, everything is slightly more elevated, like it's slightly higher. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell at the end, but basically when I put my stickers down, even though they're in a line, and if you ripped the pages out and like put them side by side, they'd be in the same row, the printing or the cut is done differently. And so it makes everything like not level. So when you look at my spread at the end, again, you may not be able to notice, but the white space across the top is, to me, it's significantly different. And also it means that the bottom's slightly skew-if as well. So this being the first spread, I had no idea what I was doing. You can see that my bottom washi there is like super close to the bottom. And then when you get to like the end and you see my finished spread, there's this whole section of white space up the top. So I'm probably going to try and get something to put across the top bar. And then my spreads do get progressively better after this, but still not quite where I want them to be, but it's fine. They're at a point that I can deal with them now. But this one I'm kind of like, I wish the spacing was a little bit better. Anywho, like I said, plannerface kit. I'm also using some Scribble Prints Co. foil. So I decided to go for a sparkly hollow mixed metal moment. So I've got like a gold and silver hollow. And then you'll see that there's that like solid bar of like sparkly gold with the inverted white bows, which is a really old kit, foil kit format from Scribble Prints Co. I think I actually used it, or I used parts of it for my 2022 New Year's spread, and I had a bit left, and I figured, you know what, let's go all out. It's New Year's, I'm using mixed metal, it's sparkly, like let's bring it in. So that's what I did. I'm not sure about it. When I first did the spread, I was kind of like, not my favorite. And then now the more that I look at it, the more it kind of grows on me. So there is that. I do bring in, there's a couple of different elements of foil, to be honest. There's Scribble Prints Co. And then I do actually bring in some of the, I think I've got some Monique Plans maybe. I don't know. I've got random foil everywhere, but it's all sparkly, so it all kind of works. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it because I'm about to start planning out Tuesday and I'm like way behind. So sidebar is still pretty much on par with what I was doing last year. I've got the little decorative part in the top left-hand corner there. This week I've used some plannerface planner face paint splodges and then just use some deco from the kit. Also, before I forget, if you didn't know already, or if this is the first video on my channel that you are viewing, I am now PRing for plannerface. So you can use code Melissa10 to pick yourself up some deals over at plannerface. And of course, you can pop my name in the notes to seller and you will score yourself my little freebie. As of right now, my freebie is pink and purple, so it is perfect for Valentine's or like lovey-dovey spreads. But I also feel like, being planner girls, there's always a lot of pink and purple spreads floating around, so it kind of really works whenever. But yeah, as I was saying, my sidebar is pretty much the same. I've then got my full box there. I've got a this week label, and then I've marked what I was watching in my sidebar that particular week. And then, like I said, because I didn't have a 9th full box, which is generally what I prefer to have, I ended up putting like a little weekly highlights or like a weekly tracking list there. And I've just put in like what my highlights for that particular week were. So on Monday, let's go ahead and get through and let's actually get to Tuesday. So on Monday was the 26th. So it was Boxing Day for us here. We didn't do too much. We had a pretty hot, pretty big Christmas. My brother did actually spend Christmas Eve and Christmas night with us. He doesn't live with us full time. He used to live with my dad, but he moved out in the middle of last year. So he doesn't drive. We went and picked him up, and like I said, he stayed Christmas Eve, Christmas night. So I pretty much just marked on Monday that we hung out with Josh in the morning and we spent the day on the couch. We were just all so incredibly tired, all so incredibly hot, that we sat on the couch pretty much most of the day. And we started watching a show on, I don't know if it's Disney Plus, I think it's Disney Plus, called Big City Greens. If you've heard of it, let me know. But it's kind of like Simpson-esque, like they're kind of Simpson-y, and it's just a little cartoon. I don't know how to explain it. It's like they're a little farmhouse that, like, the city's sort of evolved around them, but they've stayed in their little farmhouse and they're trying to like grow a successful farm. Very fun, very short episodes. So that was what we were doing, sitting on the couch and watching that. We then had to drop my brother home because he had to work the next day. So I've marked that we did actually get some McDonald's. We went to McDonald's on the way to drop him home because I was absolutely starving and I wanted coffee. So we did that. And then, as I said, we did drop my brother home. And then for some reason, out of nowhere, it could have been dehydration, I don't know. But I ended up feeling icky, like I got a headache. I started to feel a little bit nauseous, so I didn't end up eating my McDonald's. I ended up coming home and like feeling sorry for myself, which was not fun. And then I did also do some laundry. On Tuesday, it was a really hot day, so I've just marked that it was so damn hot. I did catch up on some planning, so this is when I started planning out or like laying down stickers for my December spreads. And we did watch some more of the Big City Greens. I did have another headache this day, so I still wasn't feeling the greatest. I'm not really good in the heat, so I think it was just a combination of like Christmas, being busy, being tired, it being hot. So I had consecutive headaches, but again, what else is new? I did actually have a nap this day. And then that night we did actually have my dad and his partner over and we had some dinner. So we still had some Christmas leftovers and we just sat around, chatted and ate some leftovers. Wednesday, I have marked that we slept in, and again, it was another hot day. I think we had like the days were like 34 degrees, like back to back. So that was not fun. And I was still doing some planner catch up at this point. So I've marked that in. And then in addition to the leftovers from Christmas lunch, we also had a pavlova and a trifle in the fridge. So I did mark having some pavlova. It's like one of my favorite desserts ever. And then I don't know what my husband was doing. He must have gone somewhere or he was doing something. I think maybe he went to the shops. So I marked that I watched The Holiday again. I watched it a little later than I would have liked to, but I did actually watch it in December, which is better than last year. And I did also do some more laundry on this day as well. On Thursday, I just marked having a chill morning, and I did have a bit of a binge watch, so I also popped that in my planner as well. I then just marked that I spent some time with my husband. And then I also did some sticker stuff that day. And then that night we had pizza and spaghetti. So my husband had pizza, I had spaghetti for dinner. And then we started watching Better Call Saul. We picked up on where we'd left off a couple of months prior. On Friday, again, another really chill day. Didn't do much of anything, but I did mark uploading a Sims video. And then we did head into our local shopping center and we had some Mexican food for lunch. And then, as always, I got myself a coffee as a treat on the way home. Well, not on the way home. We actually did groceries as well. So it kind of becomes like a coffee that I sip on while I'm doing groceries. That kind of works for me. I hate doing groceries. So a coffee makes it a little bit more tolerable. When we came home, we actually finished watching A Better Call Saul. So we had been watching it for a little while, but that was the night that we actually finished watching it completely. Saturday was, of course, New Year's Eve. We didn't do much. I did actually film on this day, and then I did watch some planner YouTube. And then that night, my husband and I had a really quiet night. We had some drinks, not a lot because we were going out the next day. And then we did what we kind of tend to do now on New Year's. Our New Year's is generally having a couple of drinks, playing some Nintendo Switch, and this year was no exception. So we did play some Mario Party. I think we both won a round. I know that I definitely won at least one time, but I can't remember. It feels like so long ago now. And then I did mark that we did see, of course, the New Year's countdown and watched the midnight fireworks. And then that night, overnight into the early morning, my neighbors decided to be absolute idiots and they were letting off fireworks periodically. So like every 2 hours we were getting up to the sounds of fireworks. And one of our dogs is really scared of fireworks. So naturally, every time a firework went off, he was barking. And it was just like, we were so tired. We didn't get much sleep. It was just a nightmare. And then on to Sunday, of course, it was New Year's Day, so I've popped that in my planner. I did mark waking up and having a morning coffee. And again, we just had a super lazy, chill day at home. That evening, though, we did actually go to my husband's best friend's house to spend some time with them. We hadn't seen them for quite a while. So we went to their house. They just recently moved fairly close to us, whereas before they were like almost an hour away. Now they're kind of like 20 minutes down the road, which was nice. Well, it is nice rather, because we can now spend a little bit more time with them than before. And I did mark having some cuddles with their little Bubba. She's actually my husband's goddaughter, and so I just marked that we spent some time with her as well and had some cuddles. I'm that person, like, when I see children, like, hand them to me, like, I chased her around, like, all day. I spent as much time with her as I could. And then the last thing that I marked is that while we were there, we did have homemade pizzas for dinner. So they had, like, a pizza oven thing that they put on top of the barbecue, and we were making, like, pizza bases and then putting some toppings on them. And we had some really, like, we had a cheeseburger one, we had like a meat lovers one, pepperoni, like it was really good. It was a fun time. And they were actually really, really delicious. And then pretty much after that, we sat in the lounge room, kept out of the heat because it was still quite warm, and we watched Family Guy. Like, I don't watch it enough because my husband, like, that's what my husband has on in the background all of the time when he's home. But that is what we did, and it was just, yeah, it was really fun. It was really nice to hang with them. But yeah, overall, this week was a really, really chill week. In just a second, I'm going to show you guys, of course, a quick little wiggle and my leftovers. But yeah, it was like we didn't do much of anything. We just chilled, we refreshed, we did what we wanted to do and what made us happy. That was it. That was kind of the vibe. And then the following week, kind of much of the same. But thank you guys for watching. If you have made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you all very soon for another video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.